Very good morning, students. This is Dr. Prem Kumar, Professor, G. Pulaya College of Engineering and Technology. I would like to enlighten you with the importance of C programming. The most important programming language, which has taken birth in 1972 and even today it is existing with strength. That is one and only C programming. In this class, we would like to cover the topics overview of the computer system, C language introduction, C history, features of C language, of course some data types and structure of C programming. Overview of computer system. The study of computers is done in two branches. One is hardware, another is software. The hardware, it totally deals with the hard parts of the systems, that is the mechanical parts of the system, which is called as a hardware. You will be having the circuit boards, registers, SMPS, transistors, cables, buses and all that stuff. It comes under the hardware. The in-depth study or the knowledge or the awareness on the hard parts of the system is nothing but it is a hardware. Software. The awareness on the operational portion of the system is called software. How to operate the computer. If the system is perfect in condition, then how to make use of the system and how to get the results, it deals with the software. The awareness, the awareness on the soft operations of the system and to obtain the results and make use of the system is nothing but it is a software. A program is nothing but the set of instructions. The sequence of instructions given to the computer is called as a program. Software is nothing but it is a combination of some logically related programs. The set of programs put together, it becomes a software. A program is set of instructions. Giving instructions to the computer and getting the work done is nothing but it is a software. We are giving commands to the computer. The software is being classified into application software and system software. Coming to the system software, the software which is utilized by the system, by the computer for its operation is called as system software. The set of instructions are the programs which are used to make the system itself active is system software. Unless and until the system is in active state, it can't serve the applicant, it can't serve the user, it can't serve you. That is system software. Unless and until the system is in active state, it can't serve the applicants, that is the user, end users, and hence it is called as system software. The best example for the system software is operating system. OS stands for operating system. We boot our computer with Windows operating system, Unix operating system, Ubuntu operating system, Xenix operating system, Linux operating system, Android operating system. There are a number of operating systems to start your system. Unless and until you boot your computer with Windows, your system will not get started, for which we use the operating system. And there are various software modules like compilers, assemblers, interpreters, linkers, loaders, translators. There are many software modules which are used by the computer for its effective operation purpose. That is called software. And all this comes under the system software. Computer ముందు మనకి సహాయం చేయాలంటే ముందు కంప్యూటర్ పని చేయాలి. కంప్యూటర్ అప్లికెంట్స్ అంటే మనకి ఉపయోగపడాలి అంటే ముందు కంప్యూటర్ పని చేయాలి. కంప్యూటర్ ముందు దానంతటకి అది పని చేయగలిగితే అప్పుడు అది మనకి సహాయం చేయగలదు. కంప్యూటర్ దానంతటకి అది పని చేయాలంటే దానికి ఒక సాఫ్ట్వేర్ కావాలి. నువ్వు ఎదుటి మనిషికి సహాయం చేయాలంటే ముందు నీ అంతటికి నువ్వు బ్రతికుండాలి, నీ అంతటికి నువ్వు యాక్టివ్గా ఉండాలి. నువ్వు ముందు యాక్టివ్గా కావాలి అంటే నీకు తిండి కావాలి. అదేవిధంగా కంప్యూటర్ నీకు సహాయం చేయాలంటే ముందు కంప్యూటర్ యాక్టివ్ స్టేట్లో ఉండాలి. ద కంప్యూటర్ షుడ్ బి ఇన్ ఎ వెరీ యాక్టివ్ స్టేట్. అన్లెస్ అండ్ అంటిల్ ద కంప్యూటర్ ఇస్ ఇన్ యాక్టివ్ స్టేట్, ఇట్ కాంట్ సర్వ్ ది అప్లికెంట్. In order to make the computer active state, you require operating system. The software which is used by the applicants are nothing but users. Hence is called as an application software. The application software is of different categories of application software are there. The end users will be with a lot of problems like logical problems, graphical problems, commercial problems, scientific problems, mathematical problems, hell of problems. For any sort of problem, the computer should give solution. We are called applicants. As we apply problems and get the solutions, we are called applicants. The applicants, nothing but it is the applications of the software which is used by the applicants and users is nothing but it is called application software. This application software is of three categories. One is called packages, the second is languages, the third is utilities. Packages are intended to solve a specific problem is called as a package. A package is designed to give a solution to a particular problem is called as a package. For example, you take AutoCAD. AutoCAD is a package which gives the designing solutions, civil engineering designing solutions, or the mechanical engineering drawing designing solutions package. You take Tally accounting package. A Tally is a software package which gives solutions for all sorts of accounting. like preparing day book, ledger, balance sheets, cash book, etc. Accounting package. Tally is called accounting package. Wings is an accounting package. So there are different packages. So the packages gives the solution to a specific problem, but not all problems. That is called as a package. The packages are nothing but they are derived from certain languages called as a package. The mother of package is a language. The mother of package is nothing but it is a language. Now we will have a discussion on a language. A language is used to communication. I am talking to you in English. I am talking to you in Telugu. I am talking to you in Hindi. I may be talking to you in Tamil or Malayalam. These are all the human languages. The human languages are used to express the feelings of one human being to another human being. And to get the solution and to get the reply, we use the human languages. Here the beauty is we human beings are communicating to the computer, which the computer is a machine. The man is communicating to machine. The beauty is the man is communicating to the machine. Man, a human being is communicating to a machine. ఒక మనిషి అనేవాడు యంత్రము సహాయము తీసుకొని తన యొక్క ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ యొక్క సమాధానము తెలుసుకుంటున్నాడు యంత్రం ద్వారా. The man is communicating to the machine and getting the solutions. Here specialized languages are required. The man communicating to the machine and machine communicating to the man, we require special languages. Our human languages are absolute, they will not work out. And hence you are having computer programming languages like Pascal language, Fortran language, Basic language, C language, Ada language. You are having different programming languages. With the help of computer programming languages, you will be communicating to the computer. The computer programming languages are being classified into the low-level programming languages, assembly languages, and high-level programming languages. Low-level programming language is a language which can be easily understood by the machine, but not we. It is a combination of ones and zeros. The low level, it is always in the binary form. It is a combination of ones and zeros. 11, 00, 111, 000, and so on. This is nothing but it is a low level programming language. The binary forms. It is totally binary forms which you can't understand, but computer can easily understand. That is low level programming language. This is being used in 1940s and 1950s. We use this low level programming language in 1940s and 1950s. Later, assembly programming language came into existence, which is an intermediate language which is full of mnemonics. Mnemonics is nothing but a pseudocode. We made use of the assembly programming language, which is full of mnemonics, a pseudocode, which is neither high nor low. Next came high-level programming languages. We entered into 1960s where we used high-level programming languages. You take Ada, it is a high-level programming language. COBOL, it is a high-level programming language. BASIC is a high-level programming language. You got number of high-level programming languages. We used high-level programming. At present, we are working with the high-level programming languages. A high-level programming language, it just resembles the English language. It is very, very comfortable for we people to understand, but machine takes some time to translate into machine language. The machine translates into the machine language, it gives the answer in the machine language, and later the translators will convert the machine language into high-level language, it gives the answer to you. A high-level language, though the processing is a bit slow, it is quite comfortable for human beings to understand. Present day, as per the present day scenario, we are working with the high-level programming languages. Example, Pascal is a high-level programming language. C language, of course, it can be pronounced as a high-level programming language. Java is a high-level programming language. .NET is a high-level programming language. .NET Framework is a high-level programming. COBOL is a high-level programming. And all these comes under the high-level programming languages. Apart from this, you are having utilities. Utilities, the name itself says they are useful utilities. They are much useful. For example, you take virus scanners. Virus scanners are helpful to scan the unwanted programs which are disturbing you. We make use of utilities. You take turbos, which will speed up the computer. Utilities. There are many utility programs which are helpful for the languages as well as the packages to make your computer operations comfortable. We make use of utilities. Now, while discussing about the C programming, we are talking about the computer programming languages. Under the computer programming, we are working with the software branch. In the software branch, we are working with the application software. Under application software, we are working with the languages. Under languages, you are working with the high-level programming language. Under high-level programming language, you are talking about the C programming language. This is the position of C programming. C language. The C language was developed at AT&T Bell Laboratories, American Telephones and Telegraphs Bell Laboratories in 1972 by Dennis M. Ritchie. He is a great personality who designed the C programming. In late 1970s, it started replacing a programming language, a popular programming language called ALGOL. It stands for algorithmic language. It is reliable, simple and easy to learn. You can just trust it because of its accuracy. It is a very simple language. It don't have any prerequisites. Directly you can learn C programming and it is easy to use. Coming to the history of C programming. In 1960s, there is ALGOL, algorithmic language, ALGOL 60. It was developed by International Committee. It is too general and too abstract in nature. And the most popular language is ALGOL in those days, that is 1950s and 1960s. Later in 1963, you got the CPL, stands for Combined Programming Language. CPL stands for Combined Programming Language, which was developed by Cambridge University. The professors and the research scholars of the Cambridge University developed this CPL, stands for Combined Programming Language, in 1963. And of course, it is hard to learn. It is not simple to learn. It is hard to learn and difficult to implement. There is some rigidity with this programming language. Later, in 1967, they introduced the CPL. The CPL, stands for Combined Programming Language, was being modified as a BCPL, stands for Basic Combined Programming Language. It is being modified as a BCPL, stands for the Basic Combined Programming Language, which was designed by Martin Richards at Cambridge University. As we discussed that it is hard in nature and difficult to implement the CPL, Combined Programming Language, it is being simplified by the Professor Martin Richard. Martin Richard has simplified it and they made it as a BCPL, stands for Basic Combined Programming Language. BCPL, it stands for Basic Combined Programming Language, in 1967. It is being simplified. But the thing is, it can deal with only specific problems, not all types of problems. Generally, when you talk about the programming languages should give the solutions to all types of problems. It may be commercial problems or scientific problems. In general, all the programming languages should give the solution to all types of problems. But coming to this BCPL, they give solution only to the specific problems, not for all problems. And hence the BCPL is being still modified and they named it as a B language. The first character of the BCPL is being taken, the B is being taken and it is named as B language. It is being named as a B language. B language was developed by Ken Thompson at AT&T Bell Laboratories. This also can deal with only specific problems, not all types of problems. Later, in 1972, the B language is still modified, it is being simplified and they named it as a C language. C language. From the BCPL, they had taken the next character, that is C, they named it as a C language. This was done by Dennis Ritchie at AT&T Bell Laboratories. And the C language, it is a basic language without any fundamentals or without any prerequisite. Everyone can learn C language. It can be used for the scientific purpose, it can be used for the commercial purpose, it can be used for the graphical purpose, it can be used for all. It is an all-rounder programming language, that is a C language, which was developed in 1972 by Dennis M. Ritchie at AT&T Bell Laboratories. This is the history of the C language. From the BCPL, you got B language. The B language is being modified and it is being named as C language. After C language, they thought of having D language or P language. Because alphabetically you got B and later you got C, next expected D language. Some argued that there should be P language because BCPL, after B there is C, after that C you should have a P language. But for fun, you got C++, that is the incrementation of C. The C language is being incremented, it is being called as a C++. Later it is still increased, it is made as VC++, that stands for Visual C++. Later it is being still increased, it is made as Java. Java is a programming language. These are all the higher versions of the C language. The higher versions of C are C++, Visual C++, Java and C#. There is a .NET technology called as a C#. These are all the improved versions of the C language. Coming to the types of programming languages, you are having imperative programming. Imperative programming is nothing but it is composed of step-by-step instructions, and the order of instructions is very important to get the solution. Any programming language where we give instruction by instruction and the order of instruction plays a vital role to get the solution, that programming language can be called as an imperative programming language. Coming to the imperative programming languages, they can be either structured programming languages or procedural programming language. Coming to the procedural programming language, C is a procedural programming language as well as C is a structured programming language. The procedural programming languages are those languages which gives importance for doing things and getting the results. They focus much on result to get the accurate result, the procedural programming languages. Emphasis is done on doing things, that is getting the results. For example, a basic language or the C language, they focus on doing the things and getting the accurate result, which is a procedural programming language. You got structured programming language. The structured programming language will try to simplify the job. When there is a complicated, complex job, how to simplify the job, how to divide a bigger problem into smaller pieces of the problems, and how to execute the problem in a simple way. A complex problem converting into a simple problem is called structured programming. A programming is divided into smaller units, and it becomes easy to understand and manage. For example, C programming. C is a structured programming, and of course it is a procedural programming. So the programming languages, the imperative programming languages, are being divided into structured programming, procedural programming. C is both procedural, it focuses on the result, getting the accurate results, as well as it is a structured programming, as well as it is a structured programming. We see the features of C programming. Before going to the features of C programming, the computer languages, they are problem-oriented languages, machine-oriented language. We can also divide the computer programming languages into two. One is the problem-oriented languages, another is machine-oriented language. C is both. It is a problem-oriented, it is a machine-oriented. What do you mean by a problem-oriented? When there is a bigger problem, I want to get a solution in a faster way. I need to develop the program in a faster way. Develop the program in a easier way that can be done with the help of problem-oriented language. Faster program development can be done. Faster program development can be done with the help of problem-oriented language. Coming to machine-oriented language, faster program execution, getting the answer easy. Getting the answer easy. That is nothing but faster program execution. You observe the difference. Faster program development, faster program execution, both can be done with the help of C language. You can develop the solution faster, you can get the result faster. You can develop the solution faster, you can get the result faster with the help of this C programming, and hence it is both the problem oriented language and it is a mission oriented language. And we say C is a middle level language because it is neither high nor low. You can develop the programs in a high level language like English. You can develop the program in a low level with the help of bitwise operations, and hence it is neither high nor low, and we can pronounce it as a middle language. And coming to the features of C language, it is being designated as a system programming language. C is a system programming language. What do you mean by system programming language? The language with which we can develop other languages. The language with which you can develop other languages, packages, operating system, editors, linkers, loaders, assemblers, translators and utilities is called as a system programming language. It is not possible for other programming languages to do so. C is a programming language. With this language, you can create another language. A language capable of giving birth to another language is called system programming language. A language capable of giving birth to operating system, for example, 80% of the Unix operating system is being developed in C language. All programming languages are not designated as system programming language. C is given the title of system programming language. That is the best feature. Remember, C language, though it was developed in 1972, that is 50 years back, though it was developed, even today, you are working with C programming. You can understand, you can estimate the strength of C programming. C is a structured programming language. As I told you previously, it follows a methodical structure with which the most complicated, complex problems can be simplified into smaller units and get the solution in a easier way, and hence it is called structured programming language. It is strictly typed language. What do you mean by typed language? There is a concept called data types. Integer data type, real data type, float, double, character. You are having different data types. In numbers, you are having different types of number. Let me say this is a 5. Okay, it is an integer number. I'm saying this is a 5000. This is also an integer number. I'm saying 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 lakhs. This is also an integer number, but there is a variation. This is a very short. I call it as a short integer. I call it as an integer. I call it as a long integer. Means all are integers, but there are classifications. There are different types of integers. This is a very short integer. This is an integer. This is a long integer. And this is a real number. Let me say 5.2. This is a real number. I call it as a float. And let me say 5.23. Let me say 5.2367889. I'm giving some very lengthy number. Yeah, this is also a real number, but this is a double type. This is called float type. In numbers, you are having different types of numbers. That is called data types. They are being defined with a term called data type. You are having signed short integer, signed long integer, unsigned short integer, unsigned long integer, float, double, char. There are different data types. With the help of data types, you can do effective memory management. And hence it is a strictly typed language. What type of values you are going to use, you will be defining prior hand, and hence you can save some memory by reserving the exact memory without wasting. You can do that. It is a strictly typed language. It supports high level programming as well as low level programming. As I told you previously, you can develop the programs in English language, which is a high level programming language. You can develop the programs in low level, that is ones and zeros, bitwise operators. By using the bitwise operators, right shift operator, left shift operator, AND operator, OR operator, that is a bitwise AND operator, bitwise OR operator, you can develop low level programming. So high level as well as low level programming is possible in C language. It supports a wonderful concept called data structures. Structuring the data, a methodical ordering the data, logically ordering the data is nothing but data structuring. You can order the data methodically, which is called data structures. Whenever you are keying in the data occupies a lot of memory. Instead of storing the data haphazardous manner, better put the data in a proper order. ఒక పద్ధతి ప్రకారము డేటాని మెమరీలో దాచిపెట్టండి. అప్పుడు మెమరీని మనం సేవ్ చేయొచ్చు. యూ కెన్ సేవ్ ద మెమరీ. In a small amount of memory, you can preserve huge amount of data. That is possible with the help of data structuring. Logically relating the data and preserving the data in an effective way, and in turn saving the computer's memory can be done with the help of data structures. The data structures can be done with the help of a powerful concept called pointers. A pointer is a variable which holds the address of a memory location where the actual data can be preserved. There is a concept called pointers, very powerful concept called pointers. With the help of pointers, you can execute the data in a very faster way, because the pointers, it deals with the concept of addresses. There are wonderful programs like linked list, single linked list, double linked list, single circular linked list, double circular linked list, stacks, queues, trees, heaps, AVL trees, red black trees, and there are a hell of things with which you can organize the data in a very effective way, saving memory and increasing the speed of programming, getting the result. C is renowned for its speed. You can get the results with a tremendous speed, and that too can be happened with the help of data structures and pointers. C is called function oriented language. Remember, a function will simplify the job of a programmer. When a logic is developed, it takes a lot of time. Instead of consuming or wasting a lot of time, better you use the predefined functions. C language is supporting approximately 300 built-in functions which are being classified under 29 header files. More number of functions, more easy to do the program. Whenever there is a concept of functions, you get some benefits of first class functions, high order functions, immutable data, and pure functions, recursions, manipulations of the list, and lazy evaluations. These are all the benefits whenever there are functions. You can enjoy all these benefits with functions, and C is supporting 300 functions. So the benefits gets exponentiated when there are more functions. File handling. C supports file handling facility. What is this file handling? You can store the data permanently on the secondary storage device, on the magnetic media, and you can retrieve, you can fetch back the data whenever required. Generally, preserving the data for long period of time, years together, and getting back, accessing the data is done by the commercial applications. For example, you are going for a bank, you are depositing some amount, they preserve the data in the computers. After 10 years, you visit the bank, and if you want to withdraw the amount, they will tell, clearly they will tell, on so and so year, so and so date, you deposited 5 lakhs of rupees. They will tell after 10 years also. How come that is possible? Because they are able to preserve your data on the magnetic media. Whenever required, they are able to fetch the data, they are able to show the data. Generally, in the commercial segment, the sales done today, the sales done yesterday, the sales done day before yesterday, and all these sales records will be recorded in the disk. At the end of the month, they will look the sales and purchases of each and every day, and they will calculate the profit. Means they require storing the data, they require preserving the data. So most of the commercial applications, they require the preserving the data and accessing the data whenever required and managing the data. That can be done comfortably with the help of C language. It is a scientific programming language. Why it is called scientific programming language? Because it gives more precision, that is accuracy. Single precision accuracy and double precision accuracy is being given by C programming. What is the single precision accuracy? After a decimal point, it gives 6 or 7 decimal accuracy. Double precision accuracy, after decimal point, it gives 14 to 16 decimal accuracy. Depending upon your processor, if it is a 32-bit processor or 64-bit processor or 128-bit processor, it gives accuracy. Means such a huge accuracy C language is ready to support, and hence it is used in real-time applications like satellite launching, submarines, gasoline controls, poisonous gases controlling, and all this stuff. Scientific applications, real-time scientific applications, we use C programming. There is a concept called interrupt programming. With the help of interrupt programming, the software can interact with the hardware. The hardware equipment, machinery, a bigger machinery can be controlled by C programming. Present day, the complete industrialization got computerized, where the manpower cannot work because of the sounds, because of the pollution, because of the heat. There, we are giving the complete equipment, machinery, the control is given to the computers. Sitting at remote machines, remote locations, with the help of computers, you can control the entire system, the entire factories, organizations can be controlled. How come that is possible? A C programming with the help of interrupts, it generates interrupts and sends signals to the bigger machines where the machine starts working. The complete machines can be controlled with the help of a small C programming. That is how we are computerizing the machines. It is reliable, it gives the perfect result. It is portable, it can be ported on any machine. You are having different types of machines. You hang personal computers, extended technology, personal computer, advanced technology, mini computer, mainframe computer, super mini computers, laptops, desktops, ThinkPads, notebooks, tablets, and of course your mobile phones. And all these are the different types of computers, and all types of computers you can port the C programming, and hence it is called portable. Because of its structured programming language, because of its modularity, the maintainability becomes easy. That is correctability. You can do corrections. If there are any bugs in the program, if there are any mistakes in the program, you can do corrections immediately, and hence the correctability is more. It is reliable, portable, and correctable. These are all the features of C programming. Though the generations are passing on, since 1972 is the era of your grandfather. From grandfather to your parents, from your parents to you, to your children. Even today we are working with the C programming means because of these features. Dear students, it supports graphics and music. Not only programming, I just want to go with the graphics. I want to draw all sorts of graphical designs like this. The different graphical designs can be done comfortably with the help of C programming. The C programs are developed just by some character set, alphabets like A to Z, small a to z, capital A to z, and of course the digits from 0 to 9. There are some special characters. These are the special characters. Using these limited set of characters, we develop a huge big C programs and projects are being done. The characters which are used in C programming are called as a character set of C programming. As I told you previously, the different types of data is being supported by C, which are called data types. You are having integer data types to represent integers. To represent integers, you are having integer data type. To represent the real numbers, you are having float data type, real numbers. To represent a long real numbers, you are having a double data type, 1.7e 308 to plus 1.7e 308. To represent the long integers, long real numbers, we use the double data type. And of course, you are having a character data type, a single characters. To represent the single characters, you are having character data type. There are characters called ASCII characters. You are having 256 characters. 256 characters. Totally, C is supporting 256 characters. It may be a graphical characters, numeric characters, alphabetic characters, or whatever may be. Different types of characters are being supported. They are called ASCII characters, which stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. American Standard Code for Information Interchange, which is designed by ANSI, American National Standard Institution. They designed this rich set of characters which are used by C language. And hence, any type of problems can be solved. It may be a commercial problems or the scientific problems or the graphical problems can be solved with the C programming. Though it was developed in 1972, even today we are talking about the C programming because of its speed and because of its memory management concept. The general structure of C programming, when you talk about the general structure of C programming, a structure of C programming, a sample structure of C programming. We use hash include header files. These are inbuilt libraries. Header files are nothing but library of functions. We include, that is, we import different libraries of built-in logics. And there is a concept called preprocessor directives. What is that? That will be taught in the subject. There is a concept called preprocessor directives, and then your main program starts. Our C programming always starts with main, begin, and this is the end of the C program. This is called the body of the C programming. This stuff is called body of the C programming. Any C program is written in between the main, begin and end. Main, begin and end. In between, we develop the C program. This is called the body of the C program. The body of the C program generally contains a variable declaration, initializations, program logic, and output statements. What are these? That is a different story. But for time being, remember, this is a C program. C program always starts with the main, begin, and end. And inside that, you are having the variable declarations, initializations, program logic, and output statements. Right, students, to develop the C program, we require some editors. They are Turbo C editor, Turbo C++ editors, Dev C++ editor, Code Blocks, NetBeans, Visual Studio, Eclipse, GCC, etc. And it is must for you people to memorize some of these editors. Right, students, in this class we had a discussion on the C programming, the most powerful programming, C programming. And it is must mandate for you people to go through the C programming. Though not in the first year, first semester, you may be taught C programming in the first year, second semester, and most of the colleges they teach the C programming in the first year, first semester only. Irrespective of the branch, it may be a civil engineering, mechanical, EEE, electrical, electronics, computer science, nursing, doctors, that is a medicine. Everyone today, it is made mandate to learn C programming to enrich their knowledge logically. So these are the few words regarding the introduction of C programming. Thank you, students. Thank you. Thank you one and all. Bye bye.